Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome back to another video. So it's been a little bit since I posted, mainly because because of holidays, work, spending time with families, and working on customs. So this was one in particular that I've kind of talked loosely about. Actually, my very first video, I think my first video, was based off one of my early versions of this character. It's my Krymson Reign. The entire reason why I wanted to make this, why I started my page in the first place, why I wanted to get into customizing, because I wanted to take a character that I made up when I was a teenager, and just put them in 3D form. I used to draw comic books when I was younger. I used to sell comic books when I was younger. Character, I did all original characters. I was like, hey, if I ever make it, then I want to be able to sell my own stuff and have my own line of figures or characters. So anyways, without giving too much away, this is about a group of warriors that God is giving these abilities to. And when Reign first starts out, he's more of a he's learning about himself, learning who he is, that he's part of this group. And then over the years, he's able to, his abilities grow and able to wear the armor of God. That's just kind of the gist of it. It's a whole group of them, several of the characters I'm working on. Well, I've already created them, but I'm working on it custom, in figure form. So this is him, of course, just in his regular form, without the armor. He does look a little older than when he started out. When the book first starts, he's like early 20s, late teens, early 20s or whatever. And it just kind of goes over several books. And this character is based off me. So it looks like me. So as I age, he's going to age. I did use the Roman key body for this. No, Roman key, what is it? Raymond key body for it. And the head is, I forgot where I got the head from. I've had it for a while. And then just repainted it to look like me. I mean, somehow I found this head sculpt that looked this close, looked pretty close to me. I got the soft goods from GPS lots. And these, I forgot who I took these little power effects from and just repainted them. So, it was a pretty simple customization on him. And then the eyes glow red as they use their abilities. Normally, I can get the show up right. Eyes, normally a normal color that anybody would have. But as they use their abilities, while they're using their abilities, it glows red. And then this is the armor form. So I used the Krymson Toys Armored Titan for this. That's the only reason I bought this figure in the first place, because I really, it had the texture of closest to the drawing that I did years ago. And I've kind of updated the drawing over the years. I think the last time I did it was maybe 5-6 years ago. Again, remember I did this back when I was 15 originally. One of the things I do like about that I tried to do with the paint on this, first of all, this body was awesome to be able to paint. Because the way it was sectioned off, it doesn't give a lot of paint rub. There's just the texture and everything of it. I just love how it came out. It allowed me to do a lot of shading and gradients to it, to really just make this figure that make the figure the way I had in my head, just make it come to life. And I love that about it. So I'm just really impressed with this, if I may say so myself. Now there was a lot of, it's not just repaint, because the head, this is actually the Krymson Toys head from the Titans. I just added a lot of sculpting clay to it to resculpt it to give it more of a look I want. And yes, it is supposed to have a, it's not supposed to be a smooth look to it. I did want it to have a bit of a rough look because it's a bio armor. So that is an intentional look that I gave it. But yeah, there's a lot of sculpting, and I don't know if I have to see, at least I have part of the original head, because I kind of used the head to do some other things. I'll look for it in just a second. But so the whole head is pretty much covered in sculpting clay. Added clay here to give him the rivets on the arms, and then built this up a little bit on his wrist. And then of course all these rivets here, these are all clay. The kneecaps, on the shins, back of the legs, actually the feet as well, and the calves, because the calves I built it quite a bit to look more like my drawing. So there's quite a bit of sculpting that went into this, because I don't have a 3D printer and I can't 3D print. So since I can't, I just kind of work around it with this, and I actually like this a little bit better. I mean, granted, if I had a 3D printer, I would use that, but you work with what you got. So I'm really happy with how this came out. Now I'm gonna show you some of my wall of shame. Oh no, wait, first let me find this figure. So while I don't have the entire head, mainly because I took the bottom jaw off, and that is now used as the armor on the feet. So, but this is the same head. This is the head I used, because I was gonna try to resculpt a whole new head, but then I realized why. I already have a lovely, nice peg on here. So I just added sculpting clay on top of it. So if you look at the eyes, they're pretty much still the same. I left this part in the middle because it's kind of how it was in my drawing anyway. So that worked out. But yeah, and then added sculpting to the rest of the head. So now I will show you the ones I'm not quite so happy with. So this is the, I think it's 1,000 Toys Android or 1,000 Toys Human. This is my very first attempt at doing, and this literally was not, I mean, when I made it, it wasn't supposed to be like, oh, it's going to be this, the end all. But I kind of wanted to test out and see how paints work. I don't think I ever recorded this either, because I mean, I like overall how the paint came out. I don't like this figure at all though. One, I thought was much bigger than what it really would be. So by the time I got it in hand, I was like, oh, this is really tiny. Especially what I paid for it back then. But this was my first attempt at it. So to be honest, my first attempt at drawing this figure is really not too far off from this one. He just actually, for the top of the head, he had, you can see his hair, because the armor just evolved over the years. So it wasn't quite as bulky as this, or as strong as it was. You know, it kind of covered some parts and some parts it didn't. So it didn't bother me too much, but you know, it's not really what I had in mind. And then this is my second attempt. Now I did actually post this. This is the one I move these to the side. So this is one I did actually post. So he's a little bigger. I'm almost set him right there so you can see. But just to bring it a little closer, this is made from the, what was that? The McFarlane Spawn Raven. And I kind of liked it. No, actually, at the time, I did really like it. I was never really pleased with the body itself, even the base body, but it was the closest thing I could find that had somewhat texture to it. I did use a lot of sculpting clay. I think I used milliput on this, so it's really hard. Unlike this one, it's a little more pliable because I used some green stuff on it. But use that use milliput on this to sculpt the shoulders, the head, because this is a raven head too. I just re-sculpted over it. The traps, and those are just ridiculous. Those are the most ridiculous calves. It's amazing. You go back and look at some of your older stuff, you're like, oh my goodness, that was terrible. I'm about to knock over the camera. It was so terrible. But at the time, it looked great to you. But that's also why I keep these, because I like seeing the evolution of stuff. It's like my old drawings. I have drawings I did back in 4th, 5th grade, because I like to see the evolution of where I started and where something ended up. So we're going to get that out of here. Just, I want to see evolution on me. I want to see it right now. So anyways, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I do have, I think, three more characters I'm doing from that book that I'm actually going to do in the figure form. I got one from that I'm going to use this motorcycle, which I keep forgetting to post my before on that one. From One Oak Custom, when I met him at the Titan was it Expo, Toy Expo they had down here in Nashville. And he gave me a motorcycle, it kind of get me used to look at how some of the 3D printing is, which was really cool. I, really appreciate that. Really cool guy. So I'm gonna use that in my next, along with my other figure I'm making. So I'm really excited to be able to get that one done. And but yeah, so hopefully you stay tuned for it. Check it out. If you like this, hit like, subscribe, share. Really excited to get these out for y'all to see. All right, check it out later.
Hey, Krymson, run it up.